Welcome to the Atomic Impact Podcast. I am your host, Jason Osborn. And on this podcast, we interview successful business owners for them to share atomic impactful lessons that they've learned and share with us so we can learn from them as well. As always, this show is sponsored by the LinkedIn Reverse Podcast Method, the new way to close deals that doesn't rely on any of the old traditional methods that everyone hates. We use this method to book 26 qualified leads and sales calls in 10 days without any ad spend, outreach, or endless social media posting. To generate leads on LinkedIn, you have to stop marketing on LinkedIn. To find out more, direct message me on LinkedIn to have a chat. That's Jason Osborn, and the link will be in the show notes below. Our guest today is Mike Dudek, and he is the owner of MJD Safety Services, where he provides occupational safety and health consulting. So, Mike, it's great to have you on the show today. And I just want to jump right into that first question and
Yes, sir.
ask you this. If you were able somehow to have a time machine and go back to when you first started your very first business, whether that was MJD or maybe another business, what's the number one piece of advice that you would give yourself to help you maybe avoid some of the biggest challenges that you went into unnecessarily?
Well, Jason, this is my third business that I've started. I started off back in, I would think back in the 80s. Uh, I worked for General Motors and for many years, and I would get laid off every time the economy would take a dip. So my first business was a handyman service. And what I did to market myself is I rode around on a bicycle and put signs on on the poles,
Yeah.
and that's where I got my calls from, and just local. And then I would go and fix things for people around the house, and that was my first business. And my second business, my wife and I had a eBay store, and we would do garage sales, flea markets, house sales, any type of, and buy stuff and sell them on eBay, and it was good. We well, we weren't getting rich on it, and but we it paid for two Christmases. Everything we bought for Christmas, we bought for eBay. Paid for two vacations, and it was a lot of fun. I found a lot of cool stuff. I was just watching American Pickers here, and actually they were in Britain, and
Oh, yeah.
they were in London. Uh, yeah, that's what we did. We were pickers, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. The safety part of it just sort of, I just sort of fell into it. It just, I'm a journey. Can I tell you my whole life story, if you don't mind? I'm a
Yeah.
journeyman millwright from General Motors, retired. I got my start in safety in the early '90s back in the GM plant, and as millwrights, we used to have to go into 450-degree paint ovens.
Well,
After coming out of them ovens, I'd feel horrible, body aches, upper respiratory issues. Either my nose would be all stuffed up or running off my face. Just a general malaise, just a general rotten feeling. And all of us had the same symptoms. So I started to pester the union about it. Why do I feel like this? Why do we all feel like this? And the union, partially because I thought I'd be good at it, and partially because they wanted to shut me up or placate me, they sent me out to Detroit to be a trainer. Well, let me tell you, Jason, they didn't shut me up, they fired me up. From there, I
mm,
ended up getting involved in starting the safety committee in the paint department, and they needed a safety rep and trainer on second and third shift. And I said, yeah, I'll take it, I'll do it. And when the plant closed in 2004, I was looking for work as a millwright, but nobody was hiring. But I got one safety call after another. And I from there, I got my associates in adult education, my bachelor's in occupational safety and health. And I love the safety aspect of it. It's a lot easier on the body than mill riding. I mean, by then I've
mhm.
already had one hip replacement. Since then I had a shoulder replacement, another hip replacement, pins in my ankle. So it was a lot easier on the body than mill riding. So
Yeah.
and I love what I do. I love safety. I meet great people everywhere I go. I've been all over the country and I've been invited all over the world, but I just haven't taken those jobs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love what I do. I
That's
got into my
amazing.
own business. I was working for a heavy highway and bridge contractor in 2011, and I had a disagreement with the vice president, and I just said it's enough. I called my wife on the phone, so let's start our own thing, and we started our own business. And I do get a lot of my leads from LinkedIn actually. And I'm just on LinkedIn now. I just had two more connections. And yeah, and it's great. It really is great.
Yeah,
And
that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, what's the biggest piece of advice, like looking at what you've done now, what's the biggest piece of advice that maybe you'd go back and tell your younger self when you started the business that you're running now?
stay in contact with previous clients and stay in contact. Keep sending them messages. How you doing? Haven't heard from you. Just checking in. And that works. That helps a big time. And
Yeah.
yeah, in all my other businesses, the other two businesses, and I probably should have done that. Like, in case stay in contact with clients, customers, and
Yeah.
that
Just
always helps. And LinkedIn's a great way to do it.
yeah, just building that relationship and
Yes, sir.
maintaining that with people. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
absolutely, absolutely. If you look back at the ups and downs you've had in your business and things, is there a particular challenge that you faced that at the time seemed quite insurmountable, but having gone through it, you're quite glad that you went through it because it really helped you get to where you are right now?
I don't know what could be insurmountable as far as, um, well, my the worst part of my business is being an on-site person, and I don't do that anymore. That
Mm,
to me, it's a lose-lose. If you tell the guys something they don't want to hear, they get mad at you. If you do the right thing, the client says you're costing them too much money. In my business, and I try to explain that safety is a investment. It's not a fee. It's not a cost. And especially what I do. I mean, I say my theory is by protecting my clients' employees, I protect my client, and that's important. That's important because lawsuits, OSHA citations here in Jersey. I don't know about here in the United States. I don't know about the rest of the world. I'm sure there are governmental agencies around the world that are very important. That are out there, and yeah, it's that's surmountable. Being the on-site or the company person, it's just not a good thing. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean
yeah.
the one client I had, the one company I worked for, uh, the well, I don't mind me telling you stories. The company that they had an emergency job on a bridge here in New Jersey. And there's this one iron worker. My boss, they didn't let me work weekends because that's fine. Because when I worked in General Motors, I worked all the time.
Mm,
And and it was a weekend. It was a breakdown on a bridge where uh, a drawbridge got stuck. And there were some iron workers working there. And there was one iron worker who didn't wear his hard hat. And my boss, who was the vice president, says to this iron worker, Ray, you got to wear your hard hat. Ray says, you sound like that effing safety guy. I catch him in Jersey City and I'll punch him in the face. So I go in Monday morning. My boss calls me in the office and tells me what happened. So I said to my boss, "You didn't fire him on the spot?" He says, "No, he makes me money. You cost me money." Oh, okay. So from there, and that's when I decided to go on our own. I called my wife and asked her if she wanted to do it, and that's what we did. And I am not
wow.
mentioning any names of any company or anything.
No, no, no. Yeah, that's wow. That's really I can see why that could get you fired up to start doing your own
Yeah,
stuff, because
eh,
obviously they're putting the profits ahead of someone's life,
yeah,
really,
yeah.
not wearing a hard hat on a site like that.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I walked in from his office. I walked into the HR lady and told her I'm out of here. I'm done. And she said, "Oh, no, no,
Mm.
no, calm down, Mike. Think about it. Think about it." And that's when I called my wife. And,
You thought about it and did it anyway.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's massive. What a amazing story, man. For people that maybe are dealing with those sorts of challenges in business, because even owning a business, you do have those ups and downs. You have those challenges where,
Mhm.
as you said, yeah, there's profits that need to be made. There's also safety that needs to be made. There's even if it's not safety, there's employee health and wellness, and what sort of advice would you give to people in that situation where it's like, what do I do in this? I know I need to take care of my staff, but like we're a bit tight on where we are with things.
Yeah, right now it's slow. Right now, it's slow. I don't have a lot happen. So what I do is I reach out to people. I reach out. I'm reaching out to previous clients, and you still interested in anything? I'll send them any safety. If there's something new, I'll learn it. And recently, I got my CEST to teach NFPA 70E arc flash training, and I've been doing that all over the country. And yeah, when it's slow, I reach out to other people. That's what I
Yeah,
do. I reach out to previous clients, and that works. I'll
yeah,
reach out to people on contacts on LinkedIn, and I'll spread the word. Hey, we could do an FPA 70E like electrical contractors, and yeah, it's and it works, and
yeah.
LinkedIn's great for that. I mean, it's one of my best marketing places that I've worked in.
Yeah, amazing. I love hearing that. Love hearing that. Absolutely. Is there any advice that you would give other type of business owners on something that you've learned that's been really advantageous and helpful? I mean, I know you talked about relationships and you're reaching out if times are slow, previous clients, which is a great thing to do. But any learnings that you've had over your time that you think could really help other business owners?
Stay flexible. Be
Mm,
able to pivot quickly, uh, and be open to learn new things. Like this one client asked me to. They were looking for someone who had the and the CEST, and I went and I took the class and I passed the test, and yeah, just to get that job, and from there it just skyrocketed, uh, or snowball. That's a better word for it. I got one job after another doing, arc flash training.
wow, wow. So being flexible with it, being willing to pivot,
Yeah.
because you just never know where they'll end up going.
Yeah. I had another
Yeah.
client asked me, two clients actually asked me to do the MSSC, the Manufacturer's Skill uh, Safety Training class. MSSC, I got the certification and I did the training. And
Hmm.
yeah, whatever. And if somebody asks me they need something, if I have the time to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's
And
amazing. That's
if
amazing.
not, I got other people. I can always see my guys, and they're not all guys, but I got other people. I work with other safety consultants. So I'll do some work for them. They'll do some work for me, and it works out really well.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, what are your goals over the next 2 to 5 years with the business? What are you wanting to accomplish with it?
Uh, well, my wife wants me to retire. I don't want to
Mm,
retire, but eventually, in the next few years, I'm going to sell my business and maybe just work a couple days a week. And
nice.
that's my goal. I mean, we've already built our business, and we built our book of business to where I'm busy, and if I'm not busy, I'm contacting people. And
Hmm.
or if any of us aren't busy, we're contacting people. We're looking
Yeah,
for other contacts.
that's awesome. That's really cool, Mike. Well, if people want to get in contact with you, what's the best way to do that?
Mike at mjdsafetyservices.com. Emails best way. Phone calls sometimes they get lost in the sauce. And
Yeah.
I'll take a phone call and I'll talk to the person, and then I'll completely forget about it. And and then the emails, because I got a document, I got it written. I could go back and check.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
emails best.
absolutely.
Mike at
Good.
mjdsafetyservices.com.
Amazing, amazing. Well, Mike, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And for everyone listening, just as a reminder, this show is sponsored by the LinkedIn Reverse Podcast Method, the new way to close deals that doesn't rely on any of the old traditional methods, if I can get that out, and that everybody hates. And to find out more, direct message me on LinkedIn and have a chat. It's Jason A. Osborn on LinkedIn, and that will be in the show notes below as well.